Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to another episode of
FanKingHaters,
your weekly fantasy show where we dish out hate on those fantasy players that mess up your DraftKings or your FanDuel lineup. I'm Marcus the Greek. To my left is, to my right,
beside one.
And you can follow us during the game on DraftKings. We're just getting right into the hate. Even though now that the holiday season is over, we can stop pretending like we're nice and happy and merry and everything else. So, who you hating on from last week?
I'm starting out with the Jets.
Oh, your insider information.
Yeah, my insider information came out with -3 points for the Jets. You know, it happens. Then I got Willie Snead coming in with 4.10 points.
Yeah, that's a personal hate for there. That one cost me my fantasy championship.
Yes, they came out on top with a W, but he did not.
All right. Well, my hate is my whole lineup. I didn't even break 100. And then I also would like to hate on 16 of our subscribers, seeing how we only had 12 views last week. So, who you hating on, Messiah?
Well, I can hate on myself because I didn't watch the damn show either. But on this fantasy note, I threw away that whole lineup because I won my fantasy championship, so I was fine. So I'm not going to hate at all because I'm the champ of my fantasy league. So I was okay with throwing away last weekend's game. So I'm not even worried about that lineup. I'm ready for this week.
All right. Melodic, who you rolling out this week?
This week, I did a 6-game afternoon.
Okay. Even up make those odds better?
Yeah, so I'm starting out with Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Going against New Orleans. They're at home.
All right. Theme of the show, get somebody in against the Saints.
So I think they'll be all right. I'm also going with Coleman, double dipping.
Okay. I like that play.
I'm going with Mark Ingram as my next running back.
I might have to hate on that just because he's been getting a lot of carries the past couple of weeks, but I don't think he can sustain what he's been doing, so I'm going to hate on that.
But you also got to remember, it is only a six game.
That's true.
Lobby. So I got T. Hill as my second running back.
Okay.
I mean, as my first receiver.
Okay.
I got D. Jack as my second receiver.
That might be your hate too, just because he's boom or bust.
Yeah, he is, but he's getting the raggedy, grungy points right now.
Okay.
I got Thomas as my last receiver.
Mike Thomas, that is, or Demaryius Thomas?
Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas.
New Orleans.
Okay.
I got
Messiah
Kelsey.
have been talking about that all
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we've been playing in the last couple of weeks. Kelsey as my tight end. I got Shepard as my flex.
That might be another hate.
They're going against Washington. It is a
division game.
Yeah, it is a rivalry game, so.
I'm just hating right now. We'll see.
Okay, well, hate on, buddy. Because we're coming out with the victory. And then I got the Chiefs as my defense.
It's a good play.
Now, one thing that a lot of people don't know is Mike Thomas is probably, he's a very good candidate. You know, even though Ezekiel and Dak's doing well, if those guys wouldn't be doing well, Mike Thomas could be easily the rookie of the year.
Are you not just saying that because you're a Saints fan?
Nah, numbers don't lie.
No, I'm just playing. Women do, though. For my lineup, I went with Mr. Cocky himself, Aaron Rodgers. Discount double check. They have to win.
We got to win out. We're going to run it. We're going to run the table.
Exactly. So if he doesn't win, then he looks like a fool. So I think that gives him even more incentive.
He doesn't look like a fool. He made his team better for the stretch, and if they do lose and come up short, you can't hate for him being the leader of the team. Because what is he going to say? We're not going to run the table. You got to say that.
You got to say that. But if you don't do it, then I don't know how much I can believe it.
Yeah, but how many players have we seen that say stuff that didn't come true, and we still support them? Still?
Yeah, that's true. For my running back, I went with Thomas Rawls. Another, Seattle's playing for possible first round bye. They are playing the 49ers, who is the worst rush defense in the league, I think. I think me, you, and Melodic could run for 100 plus.
Plus that, it's more than that. It's more of a pride in the history between both of those teams. Kaepernick's still at quarterback. They've had a lot of big battles, so they're gonna stick it to San Fran any chance that they get. So it doesn't matter what San Fran team is, they're gonna beat them down because it's just a lot of rivalry history between those two.
And with this being, the 17th episode and the end of the season, these kind of things happen. So I went with D'Angelo Williams since the whole Pittsburgh team is basically sitting out. So, he was doing good at the beginning of the season when he covered for Bell.
And he's healthy again.
Yeah, so I think he'll get some good points. Then I went with Jameson again. Rivalry game. He's been doing good. We've talked about him all season. He's
Jameson
one of
Crowder?
Yes, sir. Also my favorite whiskey.
You just got to be careful between him and Garcon.
That's true.
I've been playing Crowder the past few weeks, and it's been Garcon getting tagged.
Well, it's really what it is that Garcon is busy. He's gonna have 6-7 catches. He's gonna have 9 targets. Garcon is that possession receiver, and Crowder is your big play. Your big play. He's gonna be the gadget play. You got Deshaun going deep. You got Crowder doing gadget plays. You got Garcon getting the mid-range game.
And I think they get a gadget play, as you called it, in there. And then I also went with Jordy Nelson, a must-win game like we talked about. I mean, the second-ranked pass defense, he made look bad last week. Even if they defied their coach and did what they wanted to do, he still went out there and did work.
I just think that this week is going to be a week where those 14 touchdowns this season has been great, but I think Detroit is going to try to figure out a way to have them beat them some other way.
You see, that's Messiah over here trying to do a polite and nice.
It's not a hate. It's not even a hate.
But
Detroit has to win too. Everybody knows don't let Jordy Nelson beat you.
And that's an awesome segue into my third receiver. I went, he made Net Green a couple weeks back, but he's also been playing good. This is their big receiver. I went with Golden Tate for my last receiver.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Well, like we just said, I mean, it's the same argument. Must-win game. They got to win to get in. They're going to leave it all out there.
I'm not believing in Golden Tate is good. Matt Stafford is the problem.
Yeah, I agree with you because he cost us another
problem right now.
playoff L. Thank you, Matt Stafford.
But that's a difference, though. You got to remember, Matt Stafford is under a different coaching philosophy. Caldwell wants the ball in his hand quick. He's not throwing the ball all the way down the field.
Why, and
Golden Tate's only going to be a 5-yard pass, get the ball out your hand. That's the reason why it's hard to pick Stafford, because it's not the same system, and they're not playing from behind. If you notice, when Stafford throws the ball 35 times, they lose.
Yeah, that's true.
When he throws for 300 yards, they lose.
He doesn't kind of contain them, and it's almost like that's the kind of system that Jay Cutler needs to get in. Something like that. Get the ball out of his hand quick, and, so he ain't getting
let your
sacked.
Playmakers make plays.
Exactly. For my tight end, I went with Rudolph. We've been using him the past couple weeks. What can I say? It's the end of the season. You go with what you know. I had some money there, so I went with Rudolph. And then my flex play is, like I said, everybody's resting. End of the season, week 17. I went with Grimes from Houston just because, he was cheap. That's money I had left over. And then for my defense, I went ahead and went with Seattle. Who you rolling out?
Well, first, that Grimes play, I'm not sure what to say about that. But you see how he
tried to slide that in
there like nobody was up. If anybody wants to hate, that's one to hate on, because he knows that he's probably going to change that play before Sunday.
Yeah, that's a reach right there, but we'll see.
Well, I'm probably very similar to these guys' lineup. I went with Matty Ice going against the Saints. Going for 5,000 yards. They're going to try to keep the momentum going into the playoffs. I went with Tevin Coleman.
I like that play, too.
Last time they did it, I went with the Tevin Coleman and Freeman package, and it actually worked. So I kind of did something similar, but I switched it up a little bit. I went with Mark Ingram because ATL can't really stop the run.
See, but I think just the hate, just because I don't think he can sustain that.
And you know what? Again, and I'm not picky. Give me 10 points. I'm happy with that. At my receiver, I'm going with Doug Baldwin.
Okay.
I know he had a big game last game.
That might be a little tough hate right there.
All right. Then we're gonna bring out facts. We may say that might be a hate. 39.7, 14, 10, 13, 10, 22, 29, 14, 9, 12, 7.
And what are those, Messiah?
Those are just his points that he's got since week 9. So we could say hate, maybe, but I think that's just somebody that has a little bitter heart. So with my next receiver, I'm going with the all-time great.
Game?
His last game.
Okay.
I picked him because straight up here on top today kind of made me sad to see him out of the game.
Yeah.
At 37 years old, he's better than majority of the NFL receivers.
I hear you.
Steve Smith Sr., who gets all the respect, at 5'9" to do what he's done. And if I'm not mistaken, he is in the top 10 all-time in receiver yards.
I think so.
So I'm going to give him a shot. I think he wants to act better in his last game. And he may come back, but until then, let him do the Brett Favre. I'm taking him. I'm going with Golden Tate also. And my tight end, I went with Ebron.
I like that play too. That's like I said, people who have a reason to play, I think are going to be good plays this
See, I
weekend.
think Ebron though might still from Golden Tate.
And they could do that. As long as somebody gets in the end zone. Because at my flex, I should get points to make up for Golden Tate and Ebron. Since he wants to hate on those guys, I got Devontae Freeman, which I hope makes up that little bit of difference. And I didn't have much money because I went big with a lot of players. So I went with Atlanta going against the Saints. I know it's risky going against Drew Brees. They are on the road. They are playing inside. But that's who I went with. I think they might get a few sacks. Possibly on the road, they're going to get an interception with Drew Brees. They're going to get some sacks. So I'm hoping that they get a few points. Give me at least 8 points. I'll be happy with that. And also, too, Marquise Lee. I'm tired of dropping knowledge and not getting any respect for it.
Hey, well, 12 of our 28 subscribers saw it last week, so 12 people saw the Messiah Joe. I mean,
he
saw
threw a
it.
touchdown. He actually
remember
threw a
saying
touchdown.
it because you didn't even watch the episode.
Yeah.
But like I always say, you're our resident professional fantasy player, and it's a big weekend this weekend in UFC. So have you put that lineup together? You got any hates from the NBA earlier in the week?
Well, my MMA insider is saying that Ronda Rousey may not pull this one out. Okay, that's what my MMA advisor is telling me. You know what? And we should get our MMA advisor in, but he has a contract conflict that we have to work out with his agent and his managers. It's a big ordeal. So I'm not gonna get to all that, but yeah, a few guys didn't make weight is what I've been told. So it's gonna be interesting MMA weekend.
Okay.
I can't really give you any rundown and tell you any specifics on anybody. Just know that if my lineup does well, you'll see it on our social media along with the rest of the lineups that I'll be posting.
Humble brag. I'm telling you, he knows his basketball. Check us out. We know the strategies. Anybody interested, follow us on Twitter at FanKingHaters. What's that IG?
Instagram at FanKingHaters.
Did y'all hear that? He just gave y'all the IG. And I've heard all the little people out there that always have something to say about, no, you guys don't know what you're talking about. No this, no that. Understand this. We're not professionals. We have opinions just like you do. But you're not on here trying to do it, and I haven't seen any lineups on social media. So until y'all want to put y'all money up,
Off of Day Walker.